Canceled, but I really don't care. All right. So I'm on a hike, y'all. I'm on a hike here. Okay. All right. So I'm a hike down and around here while I talk to y'all. So as I said, this video might get me canceled, but I really don't care. Okay. I think that we need to bring some types of segregation back. Yeah, y'all. I think people need the option to be segregated if they want to. We need that option, y'all. And I mean, in many different ways, we need that option. People need to be able to decide whether they want to live in segregation or not. It needs to be a option. And this is almost in everything that we got going on with us. So for example, if somebody has 4C here, they should have the right to go in the store and there'll be a row of products that's just for 4C. Nothing else right there but just for 4C. We know that 4C is highly discriminated against. We know how uncomfortable people with 4C here can get when they have to buy products right that's sitting right next to people products who have 3A here. We know the shade that we can get. So I think there needs to be some hair segregation in the shopping world, in the stores, hair product segregation. I think that we may even have to come down to black genetic segregation. Like, like when we go shopping, there's an aisle that has products for brown skinned people, and there's an aisle for people with light skin. Now I know people are like, that's toxic. If it was so toxic, why is it so toxic being meshed together? It's way more toxic being meshed together. We have dark skinned people arguing with light skinned people arguing with dark skinned people, who's more chosen, who's more motherland in the next one. I think that some people don't want that to be exposed to that type of energy, colorism battles. Some people want more peace, so I think there needs to be an option for people to segregate themselves to keep their peace. So for example, when I go on writing sites, they have forums for every type of writer and every type of writing. They have a forum that's for free verse poets. They have a forum for traditional poets, strict form poets. They don't put us all in the same form. Okay, because what's going to happen is the free verse poets may get critical of the strict form, and the strict form may get nitpicky about the structure of the free verse. It's not going to go well. So I think that this system needs to be reworked to give people the option to be segregated if they want to. Like, I want my kid to go to only a school that's just for black folks only. People need to have that option. I want to go to a restaurant that may only serve black folks. People need to have that option. I know people say that's going back to before Martin Luther King time. Well, let me tell you something right here, right now. How have things improved since then? Haven't improved much. Haven't improved much. Now black people are at war with each other due to their influence on other being influenced by other cultures, lack of segregation, lack of having the option to segregate when they're sick and tired of being influenced by other cultures. Sometimes you get sick and tired of the influence of other cultures and other races, and you want to segregate yourself. And I feel like people need that option. Period. I already said I might get canceled by this video. I already know. Because people are still living in a utopia mindset thinking that everybody eventually going to learn how to get along in peace, being all crammed together and obviously very different with different privileges. People keep thinking that peace is going to come. No, I'm going to tell you right now, people who got privileges based upon society, they're not trying to give up their privileges. But one way to keep the privilege benefits equal, flowing equally to all cultures, is to allow some segregation to occur. When you allow segregation to occur, blacks can go to an all-black school, blacks can go to an all-black playground, whites can go to. Okay, then there's no overwhelming amount of privilege given to any specific race group. People will have to prove their privilege. People will have to earn their privileges within a privileged group. I mean, white people will have to try to get privilege among other white people, and black people would have to try to get privilege among other black people, instead of trying to get privilege among all different cultures. Y'all see what I'm saying? This is actually making a whole lot of sense. But I already know this video is not going to get a lot of likes because people are so conditioned with trying to get privilege among mixed cultures. Cultures are mixed together, that they don't realize that a lot of their peace would come if they had the choice of segregating themselves when they're tired of the battles of the cultures, when they're tired of the battles of the race groups, when they're tired of the battles of the colorism, of the featureism, and they just want to be segregated. People need that option. And I'm telling you no lie. More people will be like, well, I go out more. I just go to a bar that, is for all ebony people. It's an all black bar. And it says it on the door. Blacks only. That means I don't have to walk on eggshells around any privileged white person. I don't have to worry about Karens calling the police. I don't have to worry about whether I'm going to run into my white employer in this bar. See what I'm saying? So people don't realize everything comes with benefits, even segregation. I don't know how the world has decided that there's no benefits at all from segregation. That is ridiculous. There is benefits. There's benefits from segregation with the genders in shopping. Women need their own aisle for shopping, and so do men. No woman wants to stand in the aisle surrounded by men with a box of tampons in her hand. Let's get real here. Let's get real with that. So my thing is, I think that we need to have some locations in every city that it's like there are segregation here, segregation here. Don't come to this city if you don't like segregation. Like, serious. Oh my God. I want to be able to buy things in private without this for me as a woman, without knowing that every man in the store can see what I'm buying. I want to be able to buy something for my vagina without penises all around me. See, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, and saying, oh, I gave it its own aisle ain't enough. Anything that's even around the female products should be female stuff. Make it so that the man got to be nowhere near the female aisle to get what he's getting. Now, I know some people say, well, then everybody will know that you're a woman shopping in the woman's section. And only women will know, because should no man be over there unless he buying stuff for his woman. See what I'm saying? My point that I'm making, woo, let me turn this way. The point that I'm making is that I feel like people, I'm gonna be quiet for a minute. Y'all, people were stopping super long there because they wanted to see my face. Creepy. People are being very creepy out here now. This is what I'm talking about. This is why segregation is necessary. See, them was men. Men sitting there staring. Women don't always want to be stared at by a man. Sometimes we want to be left alone. Sometimes we want to go for a walk and not have men in our faces. And I'm like, well, if we had the option to segregate ourselves, this kind of stuff wouldn't happen. This kind of stuff wouldn't happen. Women would not be looked at by male predators. If we had designated times that we could segregate ourselves if we want to, that would work. Like during this time of the day, this walking trail, this part of the walking trail is for women only at this time of day. That would be like the men be over there, the women be over here. For the women who do not want to be bothered by men while they're walking. I know some of y'all probably may not agree with this. I know I was gonna get a lot of likes because people still thinking that this is working, having no segregation. If segregation was a bad thing, how come the Most High segregated us? We arrived in this world already in segregation. Okay? You don't see you don't see the Bigfoot and the polar bear hanging out where the lions hang out. They're segregated. That's segregation. They ain't own where they belong. In their own habitat. And I think we need to bring it back to the human race. The meat eaters, here you go. Over here. There's no the vegetables is in their own section. I notice in the stores they have like frozen vegetable aisle right across from the meat. I'm like, no. Because soon as you go walk into the meat and somebody that's plant-based, I be picking up the negative energy. I be picking up the shade like, oh, you gonna go get meat. So it's like, okay, cool. Then why don't you put the veggies and the fruits on the other end of the store, away from the meats. Away from the meats. That way, anybody that's plant-based only, they're not giving dirty looks to the meat eaters, and the meat eaters aren't triggered. I really think the stores need to do it like that. Like, on the right side of Walmart, there's the meat and the spices. Okay? On the other side of Walmart is all the fruits and vegetables. This would also get people to walk and get exercise. People would have to walk from side to side to get exercise. Y'all see what I'm saying? All right, y'all, I'm going to go on my walk now. So, woo, child. See, there's a lot of staring and watching over here. Why? Because it's not segregated. A lot of the men come down here, they stop, they just looking at women. It's creepy as hell. Like, I'm one of those women when I'm on my walk, I'm not really trying to be checked out by no dude. I'm doing a spiritual walk here. But because it's not segregated, the men, they just come down, loop around, looking at women in their workout clothes, checking out women who's wearing yoga clothes, just being a real creep energy. And then if you turn and you don't look at their vehicles,